Picture this. You're standing on a bustling street corner surrounded by a sea of faces, each person rushing by, consumed by their own thoughts, beliefs, and realities. But what if I told you that everything you see, everything you believe, is simply a construct of your own mind? Pause for a moment. Take a deep breath. Now ask yourself, how certain are you about the nature of reality? The truth is, we don't know anything for certain, and that's not just okay. It's liberating. Think about it. Every ideology, every dogma, every belief system you've ever encountered, they're all human creations. We craft these intricate webs of ideas, and then we choose to believe in them. And here's the kicker. By believing in them, we make them real, at least for ourselves. But what lies beneath all of these mental constructs? Pure consciousness, an infinite field of awareness, experiencing everything it desires to experience. You, me, the person next to you, we're all expressions of this boundless consciousness, each playing our unique role in this grand cosmic drama. So why do we take life so seriously? Why do we cling so tightly to our beliefs, our identities, our perceived realities? Perhaps it's time to loosen our grip and recognize the playful nature of existence. Imagine you're watching a captivating movie. You're immersed in the story, feeling the emotions of the characters. But deep down, you know it's just a film. That's life on Earth, an illusion of transience, a temporary play of forms and experiences. But here's the real mind-bender. Amidst all this change and illusion, there's something within us that remains constant. Call it the self, pure awareness, or the witness. It's the unchanging truth at our core. No belief can alter it, no experience can diminish it, and no achievement can enhance it. It simply is. Now let's dive deeper into this rabbit hole of consciousness and reality. Consider for a moment the nature of your own thoughts. Where do they come from? Who is the thinker behind these thoughts? As you ponder this, you might notice a subtle shift, a space opening up between you, the observer, and the thoughts themselves. This space is crucial. It's the key to understanding that you are not your thoughts, not your beliefs, not even your experiences. You are the awareness in which all these phenomena arise and subside, like waves on the ocean of consciousness. But if we're not our thoughts or beliefs, why do they seem so real, so important? It's because we've been conditioned since birth to identify with them. Society, culture, education, they all conspire to convince us that we are separate entities, defined by our ideas and experiences. Breaking free from this conditioning isn't easy. It requires a radical shift in perspective, a willingness to question everything we've ever known or believed about ourselves and the world. But the rewards of this inquiry are immeasurable. Imagine living without the burden of having to defend your beliefs or prove yourself right. Imagine approaching each moment with fresh eyes, unburdened by the weight of past experiences or future expectations. This is the freedom that comes from recognizing the illusory nature of our mental constructs. Now, don't misunderstand, I'm not suggesting that our beliefs and experiences are meaningless. They're part of the rich tapestry of life, the play of consciousness expressing itself. The key is to engage with them lightly, playfully, without grasping or rejecting. Think of it like this. Life is a vast cosmic game of make-believe. We're all actors on this grand stage, playing our roles with utmost seriousness. But behind the scenes, we're all the same consciousness, winking at each other saying, "Isn't this fun?" This perspective doesn't mean withdrawing from life or becoming passive. On the contrary, it allows for a more authentic, spontaneous engagement with existence. When you're not bound by rigid beliefs or the need to maintain a fixed identity, you're free to respond to each situation with creativity and compassion. Consider how this might transform your relationships. When you recognize that everyone is an expression of the same consciousness, how could you not treat them with kindness and respect? When you understand that each person's beliefs are simply the costume they've chosen for this play, how could you judge them? And what about the big questions that have puzzled philosophers for millennia? The nature of reality, the existence of free will, the meaning of life. These questions take on a different flavor when viewed through the lens of non-dual awareness. They become not problems to be solved, but koans to be contemplated, portals to a deeper understanding of our true nature. As we navigate this journey of self-inquiry, it's important to remember that intellectual understanding alone is not enough. Reading about these concepts, discussing them, even agreeing with them, that's all happening at the level of mind. The real transformation occurs when we directly experience the truth of our being. This is where practices like meditation come in. By sitting quietly and observing the contents of our consciousness, thoughts, emotions, sensations, we begin to recognize the unchanging awareness that underlies all experience. We start to viscerally understand what it means to be the witness rather than the actor. But meditation isn't the only path. Every moment of your life is an opportunity for awakening. The next time you're caught in traffic, instead of getting frustrated, see if you can notice the awareness that's perceiving the whole situation. When you're in conversation with someone, can you listen not just to their words, but to the silence between the words? These moments of presence, of pure awareness, might seem fleeting at first. But as you continue to question your assumptions and explore the nature of consciousness, they become more frequent, more accessible. You start to live from a place of openness and wonder, rather than rigid certainty. Remember, the goal isn't to arrive at some final truth or to achieve a permanent state of enlightenment. It's to dance with the mystery of existence, to play in the fields of infinite possibility. It's to live with the understanding that while our human experience is fleeting and ever-changing, our essential nature, pure consciousness, is eternal and unchanging. So, my friend, as you continue on your journey, I invite you to question everything. Challenge your assumptions, explore different perspectives, but do it with a sense of lightness and curiosity. Remember, you're not seeking to replace one rigid belief system with another. You're opening yourself to the vast possibilities of existence. As you go about your day, try this. Observe your thoughts and beliefs as if they were clouds passing through the sky of your consciousness. Notice how they shape your perception of reality. And then, just for a moment, see if you can glimpse the vast, clear sky behind those clouds, the unchanging awareness that witnesses it all. In the end, life isn't about arriving at some final absolute truth. It's about the journey of exploration, the dance of consciousness expressing itself in infinite ways. So dance lightly, question deeply, and remember, in the grand cosmic play, you are both the actor and the audience. Now, as you continue with your day, carry this perspective with you. Let it infuse your interactions, your decisions, your very being. And who knows, you might just find that by questioning everything, you open yourself to experiencing everything. Welcome to the adventure of consciousness, the greatest show in the universe, and you've got a front row seat.